Welcome to a bonus episode of Big Business, and a very special one at that. I am going to be chatting about, which I'm sure you have seen if you follow me on socials, my book, which is out now for pre-order. It's called Just Getting Started. You can order it exclusively on Booktopia. Producer X will be leaving a link in the show notes for you.
You've never called me that before. That was really hot.
Well, that's what you've been calling yourself lately on
I've
here.
just never heard you say it. I was like, oh, give me tingles.
And I have actually 3 copies of the book here with me in the studio today. I've shown Xander. He goes, oh, it's so hard.
How is this podcast?
It's a hardcover.
Yeah, it's nice.
It feels
She's
so
thick.
nice.
She's thick.
Oh, that's what you said. She's thick.
Yeah.
She's thick. And I thought maybe I could read a bit of the book.
I want to hear it. I've flicked through it because that's the only time I've had to have a little squiz, but I haven't read anything yet.
I feel like, I don't know if I'm allowed to be reading out my book on the pod, but we're just breaking the rules today.
Here on Big Business, we don't play by the rules.
No, we break them.
Even though we preach
People
that
have
you
been
should.
asking, am I going to do an audio book? And we've had some conversations about that. And hopefully we're going to make it happen. But as far as I'm aware, recording an audiobook is a massive job.
Yeah.
It's reading a whole book out loud perfectly.
Do you want to pay me to do it? I'll do it.
Yeah, okay.
I can be you.
You can do it.
Yeah.
But no, we are looking into doing that. But for now, we just have the hardcover copy. Like, you can hear it. Listen, let's do ASMR.
Oh, that actually sounds so yummy.
Does it? I don't know if you'll be able to hear the pages.
Yeah. Do it when you like flick them all the way. Oh! That sounded like a zipper. We are getting hot and steamy on Big Business today.
Oh, okay. Well, at the end of the book, so I've been writing this book for 2 years, by the way. That's how long it's taken. And probably the first year was me getting it like complete. And then the next year after that, so the last 12 months, I've been going back and adding things to the book. I've also been changing things, because it's so funny. If you start writing something now, in 2 years, you'll feel different about the things that you said. And so I'll read you a little bit now from the back of the book, and it's a letter to my younger self. And by the way, just if you want to do something that feels really therapeutic, write your younger self a letter, because I found this really like enjoyable to write, thinking that my younger self is going to read it. So let's do it. I'm going to read it.
I am waiting on bated breath. Is that how you say that? Is that the right saying?
Know. I think so.
I'll Google that while you read.
Yeah. Dear younger Brittney. Oh, I've got to get on my like book reader voice. Okay. Not my like bogan podcast voice. Dear younger Brittney, right now you're probably sitting in your tiny bedroom with your silver metal swirly love heart bed frame. Oh, fuck. See how hard this is if I'm actually going to record. Like, imagine stuffing up and trying to read the whole book. Anyway, look, this is just the uncut version. And zebra print covers, daydreaming about what the future might hold. You're living out of home for the first time because you had a huge falling out with your mum, which unfortunately isn't the first one. And to give you a heads up, it's not going to be the last one either. Ooh, tea. You've got a casual job working in the restaurant of a hotel in Newcastle, and you're working almost every night of the week, sometimes even 11 shifts in a row, and you absolutely hate it, but you love the people you work with and you really love the Sunday rates. You've not long started your YouTube channel and have discovered that you love makeup. Your makeup collection consists of BYS products you picked up from Kmart, and you've made a few really bad makeup tutorials using them. You've dropped out of school and experienced being bullied for your little videos you've been making, but you've persisted and kept making them anyway, which is actually going to be the thing that changes your entire life. You just don't know it yet. You've been through a lot emotionally by this point in your life and have been neglected by both of your parents. It's been a few years since your dad walked out, and right now you're still in the phase of being super angry at not only him but the world. You're mainly upset by all of the milestones he missed, teaching you how to drive, your school formal, getting your first boyfriend, and leaving school to head into the workforce. Those are the things that upset you the most, and you stood there in the park at your year 10 formal, getting photos, and you kept looking around wondering if he would surprise you and show up. He never did, and it broke your heart. And I know how angry you are now and how angry you've been for years, but trust me, you'll get over it very soon. Your relationship with your mum has been on and off for the last few years too, with lots of periods of no contact, and you'll eventually learn later in life that sometimes you just have to let them. Because of the way your parents have been throughout your whole life, and especially in your teens, you've learned to become extremely independent at such a young age, and little do you know that the neglect you've dealt with is going to one day end up being your superpower. You're staring at the walls of your tiny world, wondering if you'll ever feel like you're someone. I know you think success is something reserved for other people, the people who come from money, who go to uni, who have supportive parents who are there to cheer you on, who seem like they have it all together. But let me tell you something. That dream you have in your chest, the one you're almost too scared to say out loud, it's not silly. It's the start of everything. I know right now that your goal is to score yourself a job where you can earn $1,000 a week. How good would it be to earn $50,000 a year? You think about this often and it seems so out of reach and you feel like you'll never get there, but trust me, you will. I wish I could sit across from you, take your hand and tell you to trust yourself. Because the version of you writing this letter, she has lived the life you're too scared to even imagine right now. And let me just say, Britt, you're going to surprise yourself. I know you feel a little lost. Right now, you're 17, maybe 18. You're just trying to get through each day, job to job, paycheck to paycheck. You are going to have $0 in your bank account every week, and you're learning how to pay for your life expenses such as rent and bills all on your own. You have no one to guide you, but doing this all on your own is going to pay off in the future. You've had so many different bosses already, and you're not even 20. So many uniforms and annoyingly so many different super accounts, which by the way, you still haven't sorted out at the age of 31. Fucking hell, I need to do that. It's one of those things.
I think all the money's depleted, babe.
Yeah. It's gone. You think that maybe this is just what life is. Clock in, clock out, wait for the next day off. But I promise you, this isn't where your story ends. There's something in you that doesn't sit still. That little spark, that itch to do something more. You don't know it yet, but that's your fire. Hold on to it. Even when you feel silly, even when other people don't understand you, keep dreaming big. You're not meant for small things, Britt. You're going to build something so beautiful, and it's all because you didn't let go of that spark. Do you want me to keep going? Like, this is longer than I thought. Okay. You're going to take a huge leap of faith and it will pay off. One day soon, you're going to quit your full-time job at 21. Yes, really. You're going to have around 80,000 YouTube subscribers, and without knowing it, you're slowly going to become one of the first influencers in Australia. Right now, that word doesn't even exist. As your YouTube channel grows, you're going to be contacted by some brands because they have worked out they can advertise their products through your videos. So you'll be working full time and making videos in the evenings and on the weekends, making a bit of extra pocket money. You'll even get your savings account to $1,000 and you'll feel totally rich. You'll actually become obsessed with never having below that amount in your account, and you'll feel super annoyed when your car rego has to be paid and you see it dip under. But don't stress, you'll always make sure to save it back up. The day that you decide to throw in your full-time job is just a random weekday. It was no one in particular who encouraged you to do this. You've always been a bit spontaneous and you're earning just enough money from your YouTube channel to scrape by. So one day you text your boss and say, I quit, without a care in the world, which looking back, you probably could have gone about that in a better way. After you quit your job, people will think you're crazy. They'll raise their eyebrows and ask, what's your backup plan? And here's the truth, you won't have one. But you'll decide that working on something you love, making videos, sharing your life is worth the risk. You'll feel scared out of your mind, but you'll take that leap anyway. And do you want to know what happens? It works. Your little YouTube channel becomes something huge. 1 million people will click subscribe to hear what you have to say. Can you imagine that? 1 million people. You'll be living your dream, traveling, creating, connecting with people all over the world. You'll grow a huge following on that new Instagram app too, and it'll all feel completely surreal. I wish you could see the version of you standing on that first stage at a meet and greet, looking out at hundreds of faces who showed up just to meet you. It's surreal and it's just the beginning. But the road isn't always easy. I need to be honest with you, Britt. There will be hard days. Days when you doubt everything. People on the internet will say mean things about you and you'll pretend it doesn't hurt, but it will. You'll lose friends and your life will be heading in a different direction compared to everyone you went to school with. You'll see everyone heading on their gap year trips, all still hanging out together, going to uni parties, and even though you're building this amazing and weird YouTube life for yourself, you'll feel lonely. You're also going to date a couple of really terrible boys over the next couple of years. And just to give you a heads up, you were never in love with any of them. You just thought you were, and that's okay. My advice would be, honestly, don't waste your time until you're at least in your mid-20s, but at least you can take away some lessons from them all, being don't date losers. Oh, and speaking of mid-20s, when you're 24, you're going to launch a business. A business. Oh, and before that, you'll attempt a bunch of other little businesses too that you didn't even realize were businesses. You just thought they were hobbies. They'll all fail, but you won't even see them as failures because you were just having fun and enjoyed trying something new. You'll have no idea what you're doing, no degree, no investors, no business partners, just Google and gut instinct. You'll make mistakes, some big, some small. You'll hire the wrong people. You'll lose money. You'll lie awake at night and think, what if I fail? What if this all goes away? But you won't fail because when things get tough, you'll do what you've always done. You'll figure it out. That's your superpower. You don't quit even when it's hard. You'll learn to trust yourself, to quiet all the outside noise and believe in your own decisions. And that, Britt, that's what will make you unstoppable. The people you meet will change your life. When you're in the middle of the grind, building your dream one late night at a time, you'll meet someone unexpected. His name is AJ. When you first meet, he'll be working as an electrician, and you're not looking for anything serious because you've just come out of a very public relationship and breakup. But let me tell you something. AJ will become so much more than your partner. He'll be the calm to your chaos, the one who sees your vision and says, let's do it together. He'll quit his job, take a risk, and work alongside you. And the two of you, you'll become a team in every sense of the word. When you two first meet, the idea of this ever happening will never even cross your mind. You could simply never imagine working alongside AJ, but it will actually turn out to be one of the best things you've ever done. Your story isn't just about what you build. It's about who you build it with. You'll surround yourself with people who believe in you, people who share your vision and lift you higher. And one day you'll look around at your team and the brand you've built and think, I can't believe this is my life. You're going to inspire people. Here's the part you might not believe yet. You're going to change people's lives. The clothes you create will make women feel confident in their bodies. And yes, it's just clothes, but trust me when I say there's so much more to it than just that. The words you share will make people feel less alone. Your journey, the risks, the failures, the wins will inspire others to dream bigger for themselves. You'll be reminded of how much you inspire people when you're standing in one of your retail boutiques and you have customers in your change room stepping out with tears rolling down their cheeks because they've just found clothes that fit them perfectly and make them feel beautiful. You'll watch them walk out of your store with their hands full of shopping bags that contain pieces that you created. Oh, and yeah, you're going to open retail stores. You're going to literally figure out how to do all of this on your own. That neglect you felt from your parents growing up and how you felt like you always had to figure things out on your own, it's the best thing that ever happened to you because you're just going to become so fearless. You're also going to launch a podcast called Big Business in 2023.
Bow, 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 bow.
Which, by the way, I think 1 year of Big Business is in like a couple of days.
Oh my God, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me check that.
I'm pretty sure it's like tomorrow or the next day.
No, that's crazy if you...
Is it today?
It's tomorrow. We're exactly a year.
Yay!
Isn't that... It's exactly a year since.
Yeah. And I'm reading this now.
That's so crazy.
It is crazy.
Wow, what the hell?
Happy 1 year.
Happy 1 year.
Literally tomorrow as we're reading this.
Yeah. I'm shook by that.
Yeah. And by the time everyone's listening to this, it'll have been yesterday.
It'll have been yesterday.
Wow.
That's crazy. Continue. Oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps.
So you're going to also launch a podcast called Big Business in 2023 when you're 30, and it's going to become the #2 business podcast in the country. You absolutely love recording episodes where you can openly and honestly share all of your stories, all of your mistakes, and everything you've learned over the years with your listeners. It's a bit of an outlet too, where you can share personal stories about your life and you'll do a whole lot of self-reflection in the process. And the best part, you'll do it all while staying you. You won't compromise who you are, not for fame, not for money, not for anyone. You'll be real, raw, and honest, and that's what people will love the most about you. Celebrate how far you've come. There will be moments when you'll feel like you're not doing enough. You'll compare yourself to other people, to businesses bigger than yours, and wonder if you're falling behind. But here's the truth, Britt. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Every small win, every milestone, every time you kept going when you could have given up, those moments matter. I need you to stop sometimes and see it. Really see it. The hard work, the sacrifices, the victories, and the lives you've touched. Success doesn't always feel like fireworks. Sometimes it feels like standing still for a second and saying, I did that, and you deserve to celebrate it every step of the way. The hard moments will shape you, but they won't define you. There will be setbacks, heartbreaks, times when you don't know if you can keep going, but you will, because that's who you are. A fighter, a dreamer, a doer. You'll learn that every hard moment teaches you something, and even when you stumble, you'll always get back up. Weirdly enough, by the time you're 31, you will have learned to love the hard moments because you know how much you'll grow from them. One day, you'll look back at the girl sitting in that tiny room in your share house rental, scared for the future, and you'll be so proud of her because she didn't give up. Here's what I want you to remember. You're going to build a life you're proud of. It won't always be easy, but it will be yours. You'll work hard, love hard, and live a life that's so much bigger than you can imagine right now. So keep going, keep dreaming, and don't let anyone, not even that little voice in your head, tell you that you can't do it, because you can and you will. With love and so much pride, future you. P.S. All those jobs you hate right now, they're teaching you things you'll need one day, even if it doesn't feel like it.
I love it. I can't wait to read it. She handed me the book today and she's like, you can look at it now, but I literally can't give it to you. I'm so sorry. I was like, oh.
Well, I only have 6. I've got to give 2 to Matt today because, you know, he needs his advance.
2?
Well, 1 for dedicated lifestyle and 1 for Matt. All right, hey, because they're both book people.
Yeah.
And then I'll get you yours, Xander. But
Cute.
at least you can hold this today.
I know. I'm going to do my own ASMR now.
So that's a little spoiler chapter from the end of the book. And you know what? Everyone needs to write their younger self a letter because it's very cool to like reflect on where you are now.
I actually really want to do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hearing that, I was getting like emotional, number one, because I know how it feels for you.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking if I was to do that with myself, like I think it would actually be quite cathartic.
Cathartic.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite cathartic.
That's my task to all of you this week. Sit down, set aside half an hour and just write a letter to your younger self.
Yeah.
And it makes you really reflect on like how much you've achieved.
Yeah, I think it really gives yourself perspective.
Absolutely. And imagine if younger us knew what we were doing now and all the things that we've done in our life. If you told that to your younger self, they probably never believe you.
Yeah, I know.
Which is crazy.
I know.
But anyway, thank you for tuning in to a very special bonus episode. I was going to say of High Scrollers then, of Big Business. And you can find my book linked in my bio, but also in the show notes. And I'm going to be posting about it over the next few weeks with the pre-order being live. I'm going to be signing as many copies as I can. I'm going to Booktopia HQ soonish, and I'm going to spend an entire full day there signing as many as I can. And I'm also going to do some like of my fun warehouse style videos, but in their warehouse, like packing orders and stuff like that. So be sure to get yourself a copy. It's available to order now, and thank you so much. And this is so cool that this is coming out at the 1 year of Big Business.
Crazy. Oh, also, how many pre-orders have you got already?
I don't know yet. It only went up last night and I haven't spoke to the team. They haven't said. But I'm keen to know because I'm so used to like launching stuff on our website and being able to see.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm like, I don't know how it's going.
It's not in your control.
Yeah. But anyway, that's all from me today. And thank you so much.